With $9.25 billion available to supplement state spending in this non-budget year, the Republican-led Senate and the DFL-led House of Representatives have different visions. Joining me to talk about those visions with regard to E-12 education is the ranking minority member of the Senate Education Committee, Senator Chuck Wiger. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Shannon.
So the Senate Republicans' omnibus education bill would allocate $30 million to provide funding for teacher training in LETRS, or LETRS, Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. This training program has been adopted by quite a few states in an effort to improve literacy. How important is it for Minnesota to make an investment like this?
I believe it's very important. The $30.7 million, additional 700,000 would go for our area training centers to help in rolling this out. So it's an important program.
And so then the Senate bill also, one other aspect of it, would suspend the World's Best Workforce Strategic Plan for 6 years. This program was created nearly 10 years ago. Education Chair Chamberlain pointed out that some of the goals of this plan is for third graders to read at grade level to the literacy point. Another goal is to close those racial and economic achievement gaps. These goals have not been met. So is the suspension of this program for a time a good idea? Is it time to rethink how we're addressing sort of these large educational goals?
It's always good to review our existing programs, but to suspend it is not responsible. I was the Senate author for World's Best Workforce, Representative Paul Marquardt in the House, and these are important accountability measures. An important measure for being proficient in reading at third grade, which we want to measure, I strongly support, and those additional changes that we have in the bill, but we should also measure if students are ready for kindergarten. If you're ready for kindergarten, you are very likely to be reading proficient. So recognizing that we put hundreds of millions into high quality early ed programs, let's see how we're doing on that entry. The importance of closing the achievement gap is critical. Also, college career readiness and the graduation rate. These are other metrics in World's Best Workforce. Suspend them for several years? No, let's dig deeper and see how we can sharpen the amount of people that are going to succeed, additional resources that can be targeted. To suspend? No, not a good idea. It's not going to happen at the end of the day, and we need to have these accountability measures. The Minnesota Business Partnership testified that this was important. Education evolving and other groups, so I stand strongly behind that, in addition to the importance of reading proficiency at third grade.
And do you believe that this LETRS curriculum or this LETRS training program will move the needle on helping teachers be better at getting kids to read?
Yes, I do. And we have re-emphasized that in committee. So there should be some additional money to help in teacher training for this, but it is scientifically based. I support it.
Okay. In contrast with the Senate's proposal, we've talked about two of the major points. The House is proposing a $1.15 billion investment in education to support students' mental health, to provide more school counselors and workers, social workers, fund services for special education, and help English language learners. Why do these areas in particular need a significant funding boost?
We have an obligation to provide resources for our schools. Article 13, Section 1 of the Minnesota Constitution, it doesn't say that we may provide resources. It gives us a responsibility. And the obligation now to help our schools is critical. Right now, and let's look, pre-COVID, mental health of students, of staff was a high priority concern. It is only exacerbated. So we need to provide additional resources for counselors, for school nurses, for social workers, psychologists, others that are a part of that mental health team. It's so well documented as to the need. How are you going to increase proficiency in literacy if a student is also dealing with a number of mental health issues? And this goes for staff as well. Burnout is at a record rate. Teachers are leaving the classroom. Over 800,000 across America and in Minnesota, they're leaving. We have a crisis and we need to address that in the mental health area. We also need to address the special education area for the cross subsidy. The House and the governor have talked about providing additional money for special education. Since 1975, it's been a federal right in the Individual Disabilities Education Act. And to the extent the federal government hasn't stepped up to meet its obligation, we have the funds to do it, and we should. And this also goes for English language learners. We need to bridge that and provide the additional funds. And the formula, which is over half of what school districts receive. There are districts now looking at cuts from Rochester to in the Twin Cities, several districts go up to Bemidji, Brainerd. Teachers are losing jobs and other staff. Notices are going out right now. And the formula has not kept up with inflation. And that's documented by business managers, by local school districts. So we have an obligation to meet that need. We set high expectations, we should, in world's best workforce for graduation rates, et cetera, and now they're asking for help. Districts are making cuts. We have the ability to provide additional funds. We have that obligation to do that.
As far as we know, the surplus that we have is one time. A regular refrain here in the Senate is that this is not a budget year. The governor has proposed an increase on the funding formula. The House proposal appears to me anyway to be more one-time funding. Yes. Does it need to be one or the other? Do we need to do one-time funding because it's not a budget year, or is there room to also increase the formula knowing that then it's a future obligation?
It's a combination of both. And by the way, there's can be targeted tax cuts in this entire budget as well. And I support targeted, putting the resources where they're most needed. I support what the governor has proposed for the 2% increase in the funding formula. I support the addressing of the special education cross subsidy and the ELL cross subsidy. English language learners. And keep in mind, people will be coming here from Ukraine, others that have come across our planet where we have welcomed, embraced people. And we have programs to help them as they assimilate into our workforce, and English language learners is a great example. I might point out just generally, what greater investment in the Minnesota workforce is there than in public education? That is the future. We can do it. We have the resources.
Finally, before we go, you were first elected to the Senate in 1996, and you did recently announce your intention to retire at the end of your term. So in the moments we have remaining, would you please talk about what you are most proud of in the legislature, your accomplishments?
Well, there's several items, just locally working on issues that could range from getting funding for a public safety training center, for the Tubman Center in Maplewood, and working on the bonding bill for additional investments in education for the world's best workforce, putting these measures in. I'm probably, there's so many different things, but meeting with people, in the community and bringing their ideas to the table, having them testify, having kindergarten teachers in my district talk about full-day kindergarten, and then in 2013 to see that we could actually have full funding. And that was a great bill, and I'll never forget meeting with Senator Dayton at the bill signing and having a number of people. And we also talked about world's best workforce and Ready for K and what our vision was. So those would be a few of the items, but mostly it's been the interaction with the people in the community and then seeing people throughout this great state. When I was the chair of the education, we brought our committee to various communities throughout the state, and I love the state, and it's also given me a chance to meet people from throughout the country that work on education issues. So it's been an honor to be a part of this process, and great to see that we are making progress, but we always can improve, and we will.
Senator Chuck Wiger, I want to thank you.
Thank you very much, Shannon.